Hello guys, welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about Nikita Kucherov and him getting suspended one playoff game for boarding Marcus Nutivaara. Now, Nikita Kucherov has been suspended for Game 3 by boarding Marcus Nutivaara. So is the suspension fair? Should it have been higher or lower? Watch till the end to find out. Now, during Game 2 of the Columbus Blue Jackets versus Tampa Bay Lightning series, Nikita Kucherov might have made a hit that was at least a little bit overboard. And that is a little bit of an understatement because that hit was very, very bad. Now, this play was just a disaster for both Marcus Nutivaara and obviously Nikita Kucherov. Now, both players were behind the Columbus net. They were behind the red line there. Both were right there. They were kind of scrumming a little bit. Marcus Nutivaara then comes up around the boards trying to get the puck. He ends up slipping on himself on his skates and goes on his knees. And Nikita Kucherov is standing in this whole sequence. He's just laying there. Then he decides, as Marcus Nutivaara is basically sliding on his knees, trying to get the puck up to his teammate right ahead of him. I'm pretty sure that's Artemi Panarin or Josh Anderson, whoever it might be. He was trying to get the puck up to them. Then Nikita Kucherov, which was nonchalant throughout that whole play, decides to absolutely go after Marcus Nutivaara. And while Marcus Nutivaara was close to the boards in that play, he was almost right there. When it came to Nikita Kucherov, he just came in like a rocket and just slammed his head and his shoulder into the boards. And it was not a pretty play whatsoever. And of course, Nikita Kucherov getting suspended for it. And when we look at this whole play, there was a lot of time for Nikita Kucherov to, one, decide he was going to hit Marcus Nutivaara, and two, decide to not go for the head. Marcus Nutivaara was on his knees for a solid 3 seconds there, trying to go after the puck and trying to split it off to his other teammate. And Nikita Kucherov just went in there and full-blown didn't even go down to try and go for the body. He went up into the head to try and get it at the boards. And Marcus Nutivaara's head ended up splitting kind of the end of the boards there where it kind of reaches to the glass there. So it was not a pretty play. Marcus Nutivaara, I'm pretty sure, is fine from it, which is fantastic. He was very vulnerable on that play, yes, and in the playoffs, you don't want to be in that kind of position, but Nikita Kucherov just did not lay up whatsoever and went for the head anyways. Now, after that play, Columbus obviously responded by going after Nikita Kucherov, trying to find him as they should. It was a dirty hit, and I'm glad Columbus actually responded on that play because it was, in fact, a dirty hit. When it came to Marcus Nutivaara, yes, he shouldn't have been vulnerable there. He probably should have gotten up on his skates, but that we couldn't blame the victim on this play. We got to blame Nikita Kucherov for, one, not laying up, not even trying to go down whatsoever, but he just stayed standing and went for the head completely. He had time to go away, not even do anything like that, but Nikita Kucherov going after Marcus Nutivaara, and hey, the bright side is that at least he was suspended, even if it was only one game. Now, some of you guys know this already, but the Tampa Bay Lightning are my second favorite team. I love them to death. So far, the series versus Columbus has not gone all too well, being down 2-0 in the series. It hasn't been good whatsoever. Obviously, Nikita Kucherov was expelling some of his frustrations on that play, but he should get expelled for that. He should get punished for that, and I'm glad he did at least. Even though I was kind of expecting 2 games at that point, I think I want him to get 2 games at that point. I will still take 1 because at least he was suspended for that dirty hit. Now again, when this first hit happened, I was expecting 3 games. Then as the hours went by, I was kind of expecting 2 games. But 1 game does make sense for the past history of the NHL. Nikita Kucherov not having too much of a history when it comes to these dirty hits, and it being the NHL playoffs, it makes sense that it was dumbing down the suspension. I still would think that 2 games would have been a better serving and would have been better deserved for Nikita Kucherov, but still, 1 game does make sense. And with the NHL, at least they're somewhat staying consistent, right? But either way, the Tampa Bay Lightning are in big trouble with this series, already being down 2-0, going to Columbus without Nikita Kucherov for Game 3. It's going to be really interesting to see what actually happens if Tampa actually rebounds or if they're on the way to get swept, because without Nikita Kucherov, it'll be a super hard path to get past Columbus. And even though Columbus did flub the 2-0 series lead for Washington last season, that might not be the case versus Tampa Bay. And having Nikita Kucherov out for that type of game, that close and that important game, is a hard blow for the Tampa Bay Lightning, but Nikita Kucherov will have to learn from his mistakes, and obvious mistakes right here, as that hit was absolutely dirty. But in the end, I still would have rather seen him get a 2-game suspension. I think that that's what he really did deserve. But again, 1 game is still fine, even though it is a little bit less than I kind of expected and wanted. At least he was suspended because that hit at least was deserving of a 1-game suspension. I'm glad they didn't fine him or anything like that. I'm glad they actually did suspend him. And hey, that Game 3, missing that out is enough punishment as it is. But of course, with this video, I want to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments down below. So let me know, what do you think about this one-game suspension? Nikita Kucherov getting suspended for Game 3 versus Columbus. What do you think about the hit? Was it clean? Was it dirty? Was it suspendable? Do you think the suspension was good at one game, or do you think it should have been higher or lower? But if you guys want some more Grav videos just like this one, you can click on this card right here to watch my video about Jack Hughes and Capo Caco and which one the New Jersey Devils will select first overall. But that'll be it for today, guys. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Again, comment down below your thoughts on this suspension. Was it fair? Was it deserved? Should have been more? Should have been lower? And I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Goodbye.